from your point of view as an author, how important is World Book Day?
Well, it's very important because one of the things that's most important for writers is, of course, to have readers. And World Book Day is all about bringing books to children, because there's a really scary statistic, which is that 1 in 3 children do not own a single book.
Unbelievable.
And one of the missions of World Book Day is that 14 million tokens are handed out in every school and nursery. So every child can go into a bookshop and get a free book specially written for them for World Book Day.
So Sue, with your parenting expert hat on, from the other point of view, how important is it then for kids, and maybe more importantly, their parents?
Oh, it's a wonderful day, because I used to be a deputy head and class teacher, and I would read. I remember reading books in my pyjamas and all sorts. But it's a bonding thing, isn't it? And it's just a wonderful thing. They're on iPads all the time now and things. It is really nice to touch a book, feel a book, you know, really enjoy a book and savour it. So I think it's a wonderful day.
Yeah, it's my son's favourite memory from childhood is actually being read to.
Oh, that's crucial. That's so important to read to them. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, look, we've had loads of pictures sent in because we haven't got on to the dressing up part, but we're going to now. Mary Davis sent in a picture of her twin granddaughters, Leah and Lissy. Caesar, age 11, dressed as the Queen of Hearts and the Mad Hatter. Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Let's have a look at another one. Marish Klusek sent in a picture of 9-year-old Freddie Llewellyn, dressed up as Paddington Bear.
Oh.
Excellent picture, that one. Very convincing. Sure, there's loads of marmalade sandwiches.
And easy costume.
Yeah,
bravo.
absolutely.
Yes.
Let's have one more before we talk about it. Adriano and Claire Mio sent in a picture of their children. 5-year-old Lucia dressed as a witch from Where Did the Wicked Witches Live? And 2-year-old Alessandro dressed as, I think you can both guess. Can you guess? It's the Gruffalo. Of course. I'm sure if you turn around, you see the purple spines on the back. Now, the thing is, Sue, though, some people, I mean, great costumes all, and I'm sure their parents have helped out or encouraged their kids to do them, but some people take it to extremes. I mean, not just with costumes, but just in all sort of ways in terms of helping their kids by sometimes doing it for them. Is that the right way?
Yeah, well, they're called pushy parents, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I was leaving it for you to say, yeah.
Yes. Well, yes, I've met a few of those. It becomes competitive, but it's all about the parents being competitive with each other. This is not about that. The centre of this day is the books and the idea of reading together, sharing books, and also reading to your older child. Because
Absolutely.
they hit 11 and we kind of stop, well, when they can really read. And I think it's so important. I loved being read to. And in fact, when I was older, I remember my husband reading Winnie the Pooh or something to me, because it was just an enjoyable thing, you know, silly
I
thing
read
to do. He won't thank me for that.
No, we read to our son till he was 11 and literally pushed us out the door, because I think a lot of parents essentially punish their children for learning to read by saying, right, you can read now, goodbye. And the point is, you can always read books to them that are a little bit too difficult for them to read, but that they can love hearing. And why give up that? I would still be reading to my son now, and he's 25, if he let me.
And it's great for concentration as well. And it teaches them how to write stories themselves, too.
But it's also such a wonderful kind of time of the day to actually share a book together, that kind of peaceful time, and just giving children loads of choice, you know, getting 5 books, reading the first paragraph to them and saying, right, which one do you want?
I'm loving having these stories read to me, by the way. This is fantastic. They give me very little to do, which is a bonus. I do have a question, though, for Horrid Henry fans in particular, Francesca, where the inspiration came from. Was it your son, Joshua, who formed the inspiration, or other reasons?
No, it wasn't. It was. If I hadn't had Josh, I wouldn't have written the stories. It was more that I became very interested in families and the idea of the good child and the bad child, and the way that families kind of develop these systems. They label their kids. And I was also interested in exploring the idea that everyone is a mixture of Horrid Henry and Perfect Peter, and that kind of impish, that desire to destroy versus the desire to be really, really good. And we all have both those impulses. And it's just been so much fun to kind of play that out.
And as an author writing a story, of course, you want people to read that and use their own imaginations. But what's it then like on World Book Day, seeing your characters form someone's costume, people dressing up as Horrid Henry?
Well, I really love that. Of course, when I started writing Horrid Henry 20 years ago, World Book Day didn't exist in the way it does now, so no one was dressing up. But in fact, I'm very pleased to say Horrid Henry's a really easy costume. For someone who's sort of creatively challenged like me, artistically, I would have been very pleased to have had Horrid Henry. Thought, gosh, that's really easy. Some yellow dusters, and then you're done.
And that's the thing, Sue, isn't it? Just to finish off, don't go overboard. It might be a bit too late for this year, but don't go overboard next year if someone's, you know, gone crazy with their kids'
No, I believe everything is about keep it simple. You know, kiss it, it's called, isn't it? Keep it simple, stupid. stupid.
OK, look, lovely to talk to you both. Let's just finish off with a couple of fantastic pictures of more World Book Day kids. Ped Hunter sent in this picture of his niece, 8-year-old Phoebe, is Rita Skeeter from Harry Potter.
Oh, wonderful.
One more, Catherine Matford sent in a picture of... Who is this? I've lost my notes. Oh, it's Zach, age 3, dressed as Mr. Strong from the Mr. Men. Brilliant.